All right, let's dive right in. Welcome to today's explainer. Look, if you've been dreaming about turning the skills you already have into a legit, profitable business, but your bank account is practically screaming zero budget at you, well, you're in the exact right place. Today, we're unpacking a really practical guide called From Idea to Income, the Creator's Blueprint. We're going to cut through all the noise, completely skip those terrifying startup costs, and figure out exactly how you can launch a business using what's already inside your head.
And hey, if that sounds like you, trust me, you are absolutely not alone. Wanting to start something of your own but feeling completely stuck, like a deer in headlights at the idea stage, is so normal. I mean, you probably want more freedom, maybe some extra cash on the side, or just a more creative career, right? But then every idea you come up with seems way too expensive, insanely competitive, or just not a good fit. It's ridiculously easy to get paralyzed by all the options and that little voice of self-doubt.
So here's our roadmap for breaking you out of that overthinking phase today. First, finding your sweet spot. Second, 15 creator business ideas. Third, testing your first offer. And finally, monetizing with EarnOn.
All right, let's hit section 1. Finding your sweet spot. Stop overthinking. Start aligning. You know, the most successful, sustainable businesses out there don't just magically materialize out of thin air. They start with what you already know how to do, or explain, or create. Actually, the absolute best ideas usually sit right at a three-way intersection. It's a mix of something you can do well, something people actually want or need, and this is the big one, something they're willing to pay for. Because think about it. If you've got a hobby you love, but literally no one wants to pay you to solve a problem with it, well, that's just a hobby. But when you hit all three of these things, boom, that is a viable business foundation.
And what's super liberating about this whole concept is the permission it gives you. You literally do not need to discover a completely new business model. So many beginners get it in their heads that they need to invent the next massive tech platform to be a real entrepreneur. No way, you don't. You really just need one useful skill. Maybe that's organizing messy data, teaching a language, or editing video clips that delivers a clear, tangible result for someone else. You know, innovation is great and all, but simply solving an existing problem, that's plenty. So before we jump into the specific ideas, I want you to mentally run your skills through this filter. What is your preferred work style? Seriously, think about it for a second. Do you prefer working totally solo? Or are you the type who thrives chatting with clients all day long? Do you want to be the face of a brand on camera, or are you more of a behind-the-scenes genius? Do you need super flexible hours because you're still juggling a 9 to 5? Look, filtering your brainstorm through your actual budget, your available time, and your personal preferences is a game changer. It'll save you from building a business you end up hating. Moving right along to Section 2. 15 creator business ideas. Low-cost options for every skill. First up on the list, we've got service-based businesses. And these are basically all about taking tedious tasks off someone else's plate. If you're a highly organized person, you could offer a virtual assistant service, handling inboxes and scheduling. Or maybe you're all about visual communication. Give presentation and design a go. If you're a great writer, research and writing for SEO blogs is absolutely huge right now. You could also do personal brand consulting or social media services for small local businesses. The main takeaway here, you only need one focused skill to deliver a clear win for a client.
Next up, we have education and content models. And these are just brilliant if you're someone who loves sharing knowledge. The possibilities are honestly endless here. You could do newsletter writing for brands, online tutoring for a specific academic subject, or you could launch a niche podcast or video channel. Oh, and if you're comfortable on camera but don't have a massive following yet, UGC, user-generated content creation, is exploding right now. That's where you make natural, everyday product videos for brands to run as ads. You can also do affiliate content recommending tools you love or host a paid community. Finding a tight niche in any of these will help you build a super loyal audience way faster than going broad.
Finally, we've got products and goods. If your dream is to create something once and sell it infinitely, digital templates like Notion planners or budget spreadsheets are fantastic because they solve immediate, real-world organizational problems. But what if you want to sell physical goods without the absolute nightmare of storing a garage full of inventory? Print-on-demand custom apparel is definitely your best bet. Or, if you're the crafty type, handmade products like candles or physical art. Quick reality check on this one, though. Always start small and rigorously calculate your materials, labor, shipping, and fees before you put a price tag on anything. Okay, so out of those 15 ideas, how do you actually stand out from the crowd? Simple. You narrow your focus. Saying I do social media is incredibly broad. It's like shouting into a void, making it really hard to find clients. But saying I help local restaurants plan their Instagram reels, now that is a business. It tells a specific person exactly how you solve their specific problem. When you choose one focused audience, your offer becomes infinitely easier to market. Let's transition into Section 3, testing your first offer. Action beats analysis paralysis.
All right, so you've got an idea and you've narrowed your focus, but wait, here comes the fatal flaw that sinks so many aspiring creators right out of the gate. Building before validating. That means spending months hiding out in secret, creating this massive product or a complicated course that literally nobody requested. Yikes. The smart strategy? Testing one small offer. That means creating a bite-sized, bare-bones version of your service or product and asking for actual payment or commitment before you pour a ton of time and money into it.
So, how do you safely test an idea in the real world? Well, it's a pretty simple 6-step sequence. Step 1, choose one audience. 2, identify one problem they have. 3, create one simple offer to solve it. 4, set a clear price. 5, speak directly with potential buyers. And step 6, make changes based on their feedback. And hey, remember this. True validation isn't just asking your friends, hey, do you like this idea? People naturally want to be nice and encouraging, so they'll usually just say yes. True validation is asking a prospect to actually pull out their credit card to pre-order or to book a formal discovery call. That is the real data you're looking for.
To keep that momentum going, let's break this down into a super actionable 30-day timeline. Ready? Days 1 through 10, jot down your strengths and narrow them down to 3 possibilities that fit your budget and style. Days 11 through 20, do your market research, talk to people, and craft that one small offer we just talked about. And days 21 through 30, share it publicly with your network and see what actually happens. By day 30, you're not just sitting around brainstorming anymore, you're actively adapting to real-world market feedback. A quick word of advice here, though. Free to launch absolutely does not mean free of effort. Yes, you can start a service business with zero financial budget, just a laptop and some free software, but please value your own time. Sweat equity is very, very real. You need to be tracking your hours and your energy output just as closely as you track your cash flow from day one. Which brings us to Section 4, monetizing with EarnOn, your business's new home.
So once you've got that validated offer, you're going to need a place to actually host and scale it. And EarnOn is basically the perfect ecosystem for this exact blueprint. Whether your small test naturally evolves into subscriptions and tips, or maybe selling paid content and digital products, or heck, even if you pivot to live streaming paid sessions, full-on courses, or hosting a creator community, EarnOn has you covered. It perfectly accommodates the whole shebang. It's an ecosystem designed from the ground up for creators who are turning their focused skills into sustainable, long-term income. Actually, scratch that. Even before you officially launch, you can use EarnOn for market research. Pay close attention to the kinds of questions people are asking in community channels and let those real conversations guide your next step. I highly, highly encourage you to go explore the EarnOn ecosystem. Just observe how other successful creators present their work, how they connect with their supporters, and how they structure their unique offers. Honestly, it is an absolute goldmine for market research. All right, so we've broken down the entire framework for you. You've already got the skills, you've got 15 low-cost creator business ideas right at your fingertips, you've got the 30-day testing plan mapped out, and you've got all the monetization tools waiting for you over on EarnOn. Literally, the only thing left right now is execution. Pick one useful skill, test it out, and let the market tell you what to do next. So I'll leave you with this. What will your first small offer be? Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer. Now go out there and build something awesome.